Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I thought it was super nice out, so I thought that I would film a video outside, and then cars and trucks just would not stop driving by, so I apologize in advance. They're just gonna be in the background of my video. That's just how it's gonna be. So the first thing I wanted to say is, yes, I have red hair now. So basically I was just being very impulsive and spontaneous, and I was just like, why not? So I did it. I dyed my hair red. There's not much of a story behind it. My friend came over and we were like, let's dye hair, and we did it. So the next thing in this video, the main point of this video, is that I'm gonna share with you guys where I ended up choosing to go to college. I am wearing the merch of the school right now, so I am standing in an awkward position so that I don't show it until the very end, of course. Basically, I'm gonna run down the list of schools that I got into and explain why I didn't want to go to that school and go to my top two choices, and then go back and forth, explain to you guys why I ended up choosing the school that I did. So let's get started. I hope you enjoy. Let's do this. I got into 6 schools, and only 5 of which were in my college decision reaction video, because one of them I was waitlisted at, and I got the decision after I already filmed and posted that college decision reaction video, which is why I didn't end up putting that in the video at all. But in the description of that video, I did list all of the schools that I applied to, and I forgot to put this school in there, so I apologize in advance. Besides the point, we're gonna get started. Run down the schools that I got into. So I got into 6 schools again. I got into Syracuse University, UMass Amherst, UMass Boston, Drexel University, UC Davis, and University of New Hampshire. So those are 6 schools that I got into, and we're gonna run down the list. So I first crossed off Drexel University and UMass Boston, and that is because, first of all, I just didn't want to be too close to home, and UMass Boston was like a 20-minute drive for me, and I just didn't want to do that. I didn't want to commute, and it was just not really my vibe. I crossed that off first, and Drexel University was right next to my brother, as I mentioned in my college decision reaction video. It was too close for me, too close for comfort, you know? So I just didn't want to be there. I applied for safety, but I didn't end up liking them. So then I was battling against UC Davis because I really wanted to go to UC Davis. I love California. Plus, it was number 3 in the country for food science, so why the not, you know? I really wanted to go to that school, and I couldn't do that because it was too expensive. It was like $70,000. It was so unreasonable, so I didn't say yes. So that was crossed off my list, and then it was between University of Massachusetts, Amherst. I feel like no one ever says that. I feel like it's just UMass. So UMass Amherst and University of New Hampshire. I had not gotten my acceptance to Syracuse University at the time, so that was not an option. So it was between those two. I chose University of New Hampshire in the end because I fit the vibe of UNH more than UMass. And it was a very difficult decision. I was battling it for like 3 weeks because UMass Amherst had an amazing nutrition program, and I didn't get into UNH's nutrition program, so it was very difficult for me. Also, I apologize, I know I live like on the edge of the highway, so that's why there's so many cars coming by. So yeah, anyways, ignore that. But I didn't get into UNH's nutrition program, and even if I did, it wasn't comparable to UMass Amherst. But I did not fit the vibe of UMass Amherst. I just personally didn't like it. The campus was too big, and it was just a party school. And I mean, every school's a party school, but I didn't really like it, and I don't really know why either. I just didn't like Massachusetts, which is where I live, which doesn't really make sense to me because UNH is actually closer. UNH is a 1-hour drive from me, and UMass Amherst is a 2-hour drive for me. So it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really make sense by logic, but in the end, I chose UNH. If it mattered that much to me, I could have just transferred majors at UNH, but I didn't really like their nutrition program as much as I liked their health management and policy program, which was a big turnoff for me because I did get into the second choice major for UNH. I got into health management and policy, as I just mentioned. That was a big thing for me. I didn't like UMass Amherst, but I loved their nutrition program, so that was like my only thing. So I chose UNH, I put down the deposit, and then Syracuse decided to accept me. And it was just like, I had so many problems now because it's like, I I already had a roommate, you know, for UNH. I was super excited. I already signed up for orientation. I already got the merch. So everything was already settled for UNH. But that was because I didn't know that I got into Syracuse. And Syracuse would have been the second best school that I got into, which the first would have been UC Davis, of course. So I don't know. It was a very difficult decision because I already decided on UNH. But if I wasn't waitlisted at Syracuse and I was accepted at the normal time, I would have chosen Syracuse. So that's like the biggest thing. And I was super attached to UNH already because I already made friends and stuff. So it's like a very difficult decision. And I don't want to leave my roommate either because I love my roommate. She's amazing. She's not my roommate anymore because I didn't choose that school. So I guess I just told you my decision by saying that, but it was very difficult for me to make this decision. But in the end, I toured Syracuse yesterday, and they were both amazing schools. They both have solid programs. So at the end of the day, it was just how I felt, my vibe. So a tour was very much necessary. I toured UMass, I toured UNH, and I toured Syracuse because they were my last options, and they were fairly-ish close. UNH was an hour, UMass Amherst was 2, Syracuse was like 5. But it's totally fine because obviously tours are very much necessary. They basically, all 3 of those tours basically solidified my decision. So I ended up choosing Syracuse because I loved the campus so much and they have so much in it for me. And I also Googled it though. UNH is higher for nutrition. I can't even compare my schools because I got in for different majors. Sorry, I don't have to stand like this anymore because you can see my shirt. But basically, UNH is higher on the ranking list for nutrition schools. But the thing is, Syracuse has so much more for me than just nutrition. Like, they have an amazing music program, photography program, all of these arts things. You know, I love art, and it's not just nutrition that I want to do. I love nutrition so much. I'm majoring in it, of course, but you know, if I don't end up liking nutrition and I want to transfer out, I have so many more options at Syracuse. And it is a beautiful campus. I don't want to choose a school just for the campus, but oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And I asked my teachers which one I should go to after I got into Syracuse. 2 of them told me Syracuse and 1 of them told me UNH. So that just gave me my decision right there. But also, obviously, I don't have to listen to them if I think they're wrong, because it is my own decision, of course. One of them said that UNH is a bigger party scene, but Syracuse was rated top 7 party school in the country. But it's not that big of a deal because obviously, if it matters so much to you, you can just easily avoid it. And when I went on the tour, the girls who gave me the tour said that only 30% of the campus actually does partying and Greek life. So it's really just up to you if you want to party. And obviously it's not that important to me to party. So I can just avoid it. And I haven't actually committed, so I really shouldn't be making this video right now. But you know, if it's posted and you see this video, you'll know what I chose. But I ended up choosing Syracuse because I felt like home there when I campus toured. I haven't committed for the sole reason that I haven't been given aid yet, and that is a huge factor. I got in like 4 days ago, and they told me that I had 10 days to decide. So it's Wednesday, and I have till Monday, so yeah, if you see this video, you'll know that I chose Syracuse. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'm super excited. I'm super excited for the new content that's coming. I do have matcha with me, but yeah, I'm super excited for the new content, and I have a lot of pre-filmed stuff that I haven't posted, so stay tuned for that. Bye guys. I hope this was helpful in terms of deciding. Like, if you needed help deciding on a college, I hope that the way that I described each school and why I didn't want to go, I hope that was helpful. I'm not sure. Almost all of my schools were safeties, but also my friend brought up a good point that it could have just been me who deemed it a safety. It was probably just like a match school or like a target school, a school that you would get into. I wasn't a big fan of all of the schools. Comment down below if you want any help. I'm not that helpful, but you know, if you still want any. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.